Hello, Huskies back again with more Los Angeles Kings franchise mode commentary in NHL 18. Before we get started, uh, apologies, you might hear some banging and such. They're doing a lot of construction on the road outside, so just ignore that. Let me bring up the last video comments. Last video I got a couple suggestions for what I should do for Kopitar. The one that I saw the most about was a package that included Barzell from the Islanders, which is nice. But I also got a very in-depth response in terms of going after Middlestat, Zadina, and a second. And I think that's Buffalo, right? Yeah. So it's Philip Zadina, Casey Middlestat, I think. Yep, Casey Middlestat, and then a second. I like the Barzell option because I think it's a higher end talent right now. But I feel like I can get more value from Buffalo for Zadina, Middlestat, and a second. Now that does seem like a lot, so we'll see if this goes through. I mean, Kopitar's got max trade value. Oh, they are way over the cap though. That's what's unfortunate. So what we're gonna have to find out is if they have anybody. Well, they have Dustin Brown. How many? He's got 3 years left though. Zach Bogosian 1 year. Marco Scandella 1 year. I really don't want to trade for Dustin Brown. I could try Bogosian. They're still over the cap with Bogosian? Seriously? Yeesh. Damn, Buffalo, what you doing? Again, I really don't want Brown. Bogosian? That's what I just tried. Oh, I don't want to eat any of his cap either. Where are we at in terms of how close is that? It looks like we're still ahead on that trade. So maybe I can just add somebody else in. Do they want to trade anybody? That doesn't help me. Actually, he's an NHL. That might help me. Hope it doesn't help me. Alright. Let's go back to skaters. What do we got to pick from here? I need somebody 1 year Gergensons. So all of that for Kopitar, that won't go through. Yeah. I didn't think it would. What I'd probably have to do is take away the second. In order to make the cap work at least. Instead of a second, because Buffalo might be shit. Let's do a third instead of a second and see if this goes through. They are a hopeful. Ooh, that's still off. Alright. Do we have anybody you want that I'm not going to use? Now, making this deal, we're kind of taking a step back. Who did that make? Followed on the fourth line. Lewis is a healthy scratch. Well, then I'm just... Do they want Lewis? They do. But they're not going to be able to take his cap hit. Fuck! He's only got 1 year left. Can I just buy out all of his cap hit? Maybe? Will that be enough? Really, that's still not enough. Damn. Do I have anybody cheaper? I mean, Clifford. What's the difference between Clifford and Lewis? Clifford's a grinder. We got stat-wise, 2 points, 5 points, penalty minutes. Well, I'm gonna try to trade Clifford instead. Still over the cap, huh? And I can't. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's so close. Oh, they can make that work. There we go. Come on, go through. Oh, trade rejected. I might just have to drop the draft pick. I don't want to drop the draft pick. Wait, whose second do I have? Boston's. Okay. There's a wild card. You could put a third of, in fact, if they're doing well, you could do a third or a fourth to get there first. They're not doing well, so their draft picks are going to be very, very over the top. So we're going to do a fourth instead and see if this goes through. Trade rejected. All right, so let's take Clifford out of there. Let's just take the fourth out of there altogether. Not enough. Damn. All right, well, we'll come back to Buffalo. Zadina and Middlestat are the two big things there. But the issue I have with making that trade is the cap space. Obviously, the cap space won't work out with them. Now, I don't think it'll work out here either. But it would be Barzell, Del Cole, and probably... Oh, they don't want to trade any draft picks. Never mind. Yeah, anybody else worthwhile? This Bellows kid? Kiefer Bellows? I'm sure that this will be... See, they'd be over the cap too. They'd be only over by a little bit. Because Del Cole has an NHL contract. Oh, boy. The $10 million contract, man, that's tough. Henrik Zadine? So Barzell, Del Cole, and Zadine, how old are these guys? Del Cole's 23, Barzell's 22. Barzell's already an 87, Del Cole's only 81. I like the Buffalo trade better, in all honesty. I like the Buffalo trade. Zadina, Middlestat. I wish that I could just do that. That would go through 100%, but they're $5 million over the cap. I have to take Dustin Brown back. That's pretty much what this boils down to. Is it's got to be Dustin Brown. But if it's Dustin Brown, I can maybe get a second. We'll see. That's probably too much, right? Yeah. Did that say they'd have to send somebody down? Zach Bogosian put on waivers at the end of the day would be too costly. We have to reject this deal. All right. We're kind of locking into. Let's try that. All right, so that deal goes through. So before we do that, is it willing to eat $750K of Kopitar's contract for 5 years? And then pretty much I would try to trade Brown 100% right away to anybody that wants him. He's 35, so he might not even. I might just send him down. But Zadina, he was the 3rd overall pick this year's draft. Okay, so he's a good two-way forward, a lot of offensive potential. He's already got 86 offensive awareness. Casey Middlestat, low elite 21. Put him. Okay, so it would be Zadina, Thompson, Besser, DeBrusque, Larkin, Toffoli, Kempe, Middlestat, Armia. Or Kempe, sorry. Reader, Afalo, Clifford. Yeah, no, I'm doing that. I like the Islanders trade offer, but in the end, we've done stuff with the Islanders. What have I done? Do I have to call anybody up? No, right? Can I send down what's his face? I mean, I still, even with Brown's cap hit, I still have. Wait, I just realized that I brought Dustin Brown back to the LA. Motherfucker. Maybe somebody will claim him. I'll just bury him down there for now. Look at all the defense I have. I want Velarde to stay. I don't even think I need to call anybody up. Just do our lines. Alright, so the lines that were set, let's best lines it, and then I'll mess with it. So Toffoli, Larkin, Besser, nope. It was... Oh god, I'm all over the place. It was Thompson on the first line with Zadina, Besser. Second line was DeBrusque, Larkin, Toffoli. Third line was Kempe, Middlestat, Armia. Fourth line was... Oops. Reader, Afalo, Clifford. Now that first line is definitely a little underwhelming to start, but I feel like they've got a very high ceiling to go. We've got Zadina for 3 years at 800,000. We do have to sign Thompson next year, but he's not progressed insanely well so far, so we'll have some cap space to work with, and I just need to trade Dustin Brown. Muzzin, Doughty, Gardner, Martinez, Forbert, Morin. I want that like that. And then goaltenders, we have Comrie and Howard with the one dude hanging out in the CHL, I believe is where he is. Either that or he's in Europe. Alright, well let's see what that means for us. Now, I don't have many draft picks, so we'll have to see how the team does. Again, we're pretty deep. Ben Lovejoy? No, I don't want Ben Lovejoy. We're pretty deep in terms of current prospects. And I don't think that the team that we had was going to win playoff games. So we might have a bit of a rough stretch here. But I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Pretty much we're throwing away this season for a... No, I don't want that. I'd like to get picks back, if anything. Pretty much throwing away this season, sacrificing this season progression. Just because I don't think Kopitar can carry us through the postseason. Our team before that trade was basically Kopitar, Larkin, and Besser. Now we've got a decent top six. I don't know how to describe our bottom six. It's definitely a bunch of two-way guys. I mean, I still don't think we're awful, but again, we're at the mercy of progression. We have to let our team grow and get to a point where trades are worth it. We took a chance. I mean, Thompson, we took a chance on. He was just part of the Stastny deal thrown in. And as for, I guess we're taking a chance on Millstat too. Zadina will. I mean, if you're that high of a pick in this game, usually you progress pretty well. I mean, I think he came out as an 80 something. I could be wrong though. Usually the top 3 picks are 80 overalls. Man, if we can get that top 6 of, I mean, we have our first line center. If Alec Martinez for 2 seconds, that's tempting because I have so many D prospects, and Martinez is already 32. Calgary's doing halfway decent, so those are not the greatest picks, but I'm gonna go ahead and make that move. Simply because, again, Martinez is 32. We're getting younger. Who here has the highest potential? 7D, top 6. We'll call up Clegg. Edit lines. I mean, Martinez wasn't my third pairing defenseman anyway. Oh, we already have Ledoux. What's Ledoux's potential? Nope, I don't want to use Ledoux. I want to use Clegg. There we go. And then the AHL I probably have to fix. Yep. Phillips. We'll put him up there. Yeah, we have so many possible players in our system that could lead to being those. Why was he an extra attacker? He should not be an extra attacker. Velarde should be the extra attacker. Yes. And then we'll put Dustin. Actually, no, oh wait, Jordan Subban. Why is Jordan Subban scratched? Jordan Subban should not be scratched. That is. Actually, that's. Nope. Scratch him. Yes. And then replace him with Subban. Subban's at the top. Substitute. Oh, damn it, I should have just, whatever. We'll run through this real quick. Power play. Can't believe our best defensive prospect was scratched. It's fucking AHL, man. Alright, come on. Is that everything? Thank God. Holland for a 6th? Who's this Holland kid? Why should I have interest in him? Oh, it's Peter Holland. No, thank you. Spezza in a 7th for a 5th and a... No, thank you. I don't need Spezza. Oh. Alright, there's 4 straight wins, granted. Oh! A 1st round pick, Nick Suzuki, and a 2nd round pick for Jake Muzzin in a 5th. Oh man, that one's tough, because Muzzin, he's 31, he's an 86 though. So -10. He's gonna want a payday. Suzuki, 20 years old. Vegas is first next year. How's Vegas doing so well? Wheeler, Marchessault, Carlson, Theodore, Raleigh Smith, Neal. Okay, I can see how they're doing well. Is there a goalie still Fleury? He is, wow. Still an 88. Man, that's tempting to do. I'm going to pass on it, though, and see if we get any other offers for Muzzin. I mean, the trade deadline's in 4 days. Suzuki in a 1st for Muzzin in a 5th. No. Vegas really wants Muzzin, but I don't want to trade him in the division. I don't think we're going to get any more offers, and we're already at 17 minutes, so let's just go ahead and finish off the season. A 1st round pick this year in Suzuki for Muzzin in a 5th. Ah, man, it's... Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Muzzin's going to want a payday. We've already taken the steps to kind of take a step back and reevaluate our roster. Apologies, forgot to turn my phone off. What does Slotla do in there for now? Put Mort on the 1st pairing. Get Clegg on the 2nd pairing. There we go. So, again, just kind of by trading for Zadina and Middlestat, we kind of, I think we took a step back and we're waiting for progression. Muzzin was 31, Martinez was 32. Both of them were making, I mean, they were both making a good salary. They were both making $4 million. But this way we've effectively gotten back into the draft, and we're still we're winning games. We're doing surprisingly well. Granted, we lost 2 in a row there, but I mean, even with trading 2 of our best defensemen and trading our one of the best centers in the league, we're not doing half bad. Now, I assume we're not a playoff team because we just lost 5 straight. We're absolutely not a playoff team now. 5 straight, 6 out of 7. But we traded back into the 1st round. We traded back into the 2nd round. Actually, we have 2 2nd-round picks. We have a 2nd-round pick next year. Suzuki is another prospect that who knows, maybe he turns into something. But that was a bit of a disappointing season, to say the least. 37, 36, and 9. Obviously, we're not a playoff team. I didn't expect to be. I actually need to go make sure that Suzuki's in the AHL lineup. I mean, Best are at 76 points, so we'll look at the team here shortly. I just got to make sure my AHL lines are set for the postseason. All right, so let's best lines this. Let's get him off the 1st line. Where's Suzuki? Yeah, I got it. I got a text message. Thanks, phone. Suzuki in the NHL? He probably is, actually. Yep. Oh, I can't send him down because I'll be... Well, I guess we'll go... Oops. We'll call up Dustin Brown. Edit lines. I want my AHL team to be good, to say the least. Best lines, Suzuki left. Nope, I want Velarde up there with that. Hensick can get out of there for Luff. Imana, okay. Defensively, yep, that's pretty much how we want it. And then goaltending, Campbell and Keller. Alright, so we'll see how our AHL team does. Go look at our stats real quick. I said, I don't think we took it too far of a step back. I got a whole lot of cap space. Once we find a suitor for Dustin Brown. And we've got a good young core now. We did not have a young core before, that's for sure. Besser, 33 goals, 76 points. Zadina, 57 points. He's going to be more of a playmaker, I think, than a scorer. Now, I've never actually paid attention to Zadina. Oh my goodness. Enough. I would turn my phone off, but that's the only way that I can hear if they post time off at work, and I really don't want to go to work tonight. Thompson has an 81, 54 points. That's pretty good, 21 goals. Larkin, 25 goals, 51 points. Toffoli, 50 goals. 50 points. I wish he had 50 goals. Middlestat with 34 points on the third line. He was a minus 31. So we might just have to figure out a place, some better line mates for Middlestat. Might need some third line scoring. And DeBrusk might end up not having a spot on this team, if I'm honest. It's either that or move to Foley. They both can't be here, I don't feel. Then goaltender, Comrie, 37 wins. He played every game because I forgot to turn goaltending switching back on, so maybe he'll get some good progression. But either way, that's where I'm going to go ahead and call this video. I got a Rangers video to record today. So, as always, comment section for your reactions. I know the trades for the defensemen were a little out of the blue, but again, I think with the Middlestat Zadina trade, I was making an effort to get younger, and by trading Muzzin and Martinez, I opened up slots for our defensive prospects. McIsaac's going to come in eventually, and the rest of my defense is pretty good, so just have to wait and see. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another Kings episode.